The sun rises over the lush Hell Creek Formation, casting golden light upon a world ruled by giants. For millions of years, this delicate balance has remained unbroken, a testament to nature's enduring power. A herd of Triceratops grazes peacefully, their massive frills flushing with color and warmth. Nearby, a young Edmontosaurus drinks from a crystal-clear river, unaware that history is about to change. High above, the lords of the sky, Quetzalcoatlus, ride the thermal currents with effortless grace. The apex predator, Tyrannosaurus rex, watches from the shadows, a king surveying his vast domain. Life here is a cycle of hunt and survival, played out beneath an ancient, unpolluted sky. In the undergrowth, small mammals like Purgatorius scurry, living in the shadows of titans. The air is rich with oxygen, allowing insects and flora to grow to magnificent, oversized proportions. But look closely at the horizon. A new star has appeared, shining even in the daylight. It is a visitor from the outer reaches of the solar system, a mountain of rock and ice. Back on Earth, the dinosaurs continue their day, oblivious to the silent approach of their doom. The forests of the Cretaceous are dense, filled with the sounds of insects and distant roars. A mother T-Rex tends to her nest, guarding the future generation that will never hatch. The asteroid travels at 40,000 miles per hour, closing the gap with every heartbeat. As evening approaches, the strange star grows brighter, casting an eerie glow on the water. Night falls, but the sky is not dark. The intruder outshines the moon, unsettling the nocturnal hunters. The atmosphere begins to feel heavy, charged with a static energy that the animals can sense. Morning arrives, but the sun is accompanied by a second, terrifying brilliance in the sky. The rock is 6 miles wide, larger than Mount Everest, and it is aiming for the Yucatan. Birds take flight in mass panic, their instincts screaming of a danger they cannot comprehend. On the ground, the vibrations begin, a low-frequency hum that shakes the leaves. The asteroid breaches the atmosphere. The friction turns the air into plasma. It tears through the sky like a zipper, a blinding streak of white fire. The sound has not arrived yet. For a moment, the apocalypse is silent. The shadow of the object races across the continent at hypersonic speeds. Just seconds remain. The T-Rex looks up, witnessing the end of its 100-million-year reign. The object strikes the shallow waters of what is now Mexico. Impact. A flash of light brighter than 1,000 suns blinds the hemisphere. The asteroid vaporizes instantly, punching a hole 20 miles deep into the Earth's crust. Millions of tons of rock are thrown into space, destined to return as lethal meteors. A shockwave of unimaginable force begins to ripple outward from ground zero. Within the impact zone, nothing survives. Life is erased in a millisecond. Hundreds of miles away, the dinosaurs see the flash, but the blast wave is still traveling. The sky above the impact site turns a bruised purple and black, swirling with debris. A wall of air, moving faster than the speed of sound, flattens everything in its path. The heat wave follows closely. The temperature spikes to hundreds of degrees. Alamosaurus, the giant sauropods, brace themselves, but even they are no match for the wind. The sound finally arrives. A roar so loud it ruptures eardrums hundreds of miles away. In the ocean, the energy transfer creates a mega tsunami miles high. Mosasaurs are tossed like ragdolls as the ocean floor is ripped apart. The wave races towards the coastlines of North America, a liquid mountain of death. Back on land, the ejecta from the crater begins to fall back to Earth. These glass beads, heated to thousands of degrees, act like millions of tiny incendiary bombs. The entire atmosphere begins to heat up. The sky turns a terrifying, burning red. Global forest fires ignite simultaneously. The world is burning. Panic ensues. Herds stampede blindly through the smoke and flames. The T-Rex runs, not hunting, but fleeing. Predator and prey are united in fear. The air temperature climbs. It becomes difficult to breathe. The lungs burn. Pterosaurs fall from the sky, their wings singed by the superheated air. The tsunami makes landfall, sweeping miles inland, drowning the fires temporarily. Debris, mud, and carcasses are churned into a chaotic slurry. As the water recedes, it leaves behind a desolate landscape of mud and death. But the fires rage on elsewhere. The heat from the re-entering debris is global. The roar of the fires drowns out the cries of the dying. Small animals retreat deep into burrows, escaping the surface furnace. This underground sanctuary is the only reason life will continue. Above ground, the mighty dinosaurs have nowhere to hide. The hours pass. The initial bombardment ceases, but the sky remains choked. Vast clouds of ash, soot, and sulfur rise into the stratosphere. The sun is blotted out. Day turns into a profound, suffocating night. Without sunlight, the temperature begins to plummet rapidly. The burning red sky gives way to a bruised, impenetrable gray. Acid rain begins to fall, a toxic brew created by the sulfur in the atmosphere. The oceans acidify. The plankton dies. The food chain collapses from the bottom up. On land, the plants wither in the darkness. The herbivores begin to starve. The carnivores feast on the dead, but soon, even the carcasses will rot. Days turn to weeks. The sun does not return. The mighty T-Rex, once the king, now wanders a wasteland, weak and cold. It is the beginning of the impact winter. A deep freeze grips the planet. Ferns and palm trees are replaced by ice and gray dust. The dinosaurs, cold-blooded or not, cannot adapt to this sudden shift. Silence falls over the continents. The roaring has stopped. In the burrows, the mammals sleep, waiting for the world to heal. They feed on roots, insects, and anything they can find in the dark. Their small size, once a weakness, is now their greatest strength. Months pass. The dust cloud begins to thin, but only slightly. The survivors are few.
Species vital to this ecosystem
75%
disappear.
of all species on
We are
Earth
witnessing
have
the
been
silent
extinguished.
extinction.
The ammonites in the oceans are gone. The great marine reptiles are gone. The pterosaurs, masters of the sky, have vanished forever. But amidst the death, fungi thrive. A world of decay feeds a new cycle. Some dinosaurs, the ancestors of birds, managed to scrape by. They possess beaks to eat seeds and feathers to keep warm. Evolution is brutal. It selects for those who can endure the impossible. Years go by. The rain eventually washes the atmosphere clean. One day, the sun breaks through the clouds in its full glory. The warmth returns to the frozen earth. The seeds of the future begin to sprout. The forests begin to regrow, but they are different now. The giants are gone. Their bones are buried, becoming stone. The age of reptiles has ended. The age of mammals has begun. From the ashes of the old world, a new world rises. This cataclysm was not just an end, but a new beginning. Without that asteroid, humans would likely never have evolved. We are the children of the survivors. The legacy of the dinosaurs lies beneath our feet, and in the birds that sing in our gardens today. We look back at them with wonder, trying to understand their final moments. The burning red sky is a reminder of how fragile life truly is. In the grand cosmic scale, we are all living between impacts. But for now, life flourishes. The Earth endures. Let us return to the moment of impact to understand the physics of destruction. The energy released was equivalent to 100 million megatons of TNT. This energy melted the bedrock instantly, creating a temporary fluid mountain. The crater rim collapsed, widening the hole to 100 miles across. The ejecta curtain walled off the horizon, a barrier of death. Deep Earth materials were brought to the surface for the first time in eons. The sulfur released from the gypsum rocks was the true killer. It acted as a mirror, reflecting sunlight back
Notice
into
how the thick
space.
cloud layers catch the...
This global cooling effect lasted for decades, possibly centuries. Photosynthesis stopped. The engine of life was turned off. In the oceans, the collapse was just as severe. Ammonites, with their beautiful coiled shells, faced their final hour. Mosasaurs starved as their prey vanished. Yet, deep-sea dwellers, scavengers, found a bounty of corpses. Life in the deep ocean is slow, cold, and resilient. Sharks, ancient survivors, patrolled the darkened seas. Crocodiles and turtles, burying themselves in mud, waited out the cold. Their slow metabolism became their savior in a world without food. But for the active, warm-blooded dinosaurs, there was no escape. The specialized eaters perished first. The generalists held on longer. Freshwater ecosystems fared better than land or sea. Detritus from dead plants fed the river food web. This is why frogs and salamanders are still with us today. The randomness of survival, size, diet, and habitat determined fate. The mighty T-Rex, perfectly adapted for the Cretaceous, was doomed in the Paleogene. Nature does not care for strength, only adaptability. Let's imagine the soundscape of the post-impact world. Gone were the trumpet calls of hadrosaurs and the thundering footsteps, replaced by the wind, falling rain, and the rustle of small scavengers. The world had become a ghost town on a planetary scale. But deep in the southern hemisphere, life held on slightly better. Distance from the impact site bought some time, but not immunity. The collapse was global. No corner of the Earth was spared. It took millions of years for biodiversity to recover to previous levels. When the forests returned, they were different. Flowering plants took over. The open fern prairies were gone, replaced by dense canopies. This new environment favored the arboreal primates. The dinosaurs left a vacuum that mammals quickly filled. Some mammals returned to the sea, becoming whales. Others grew to massive sizes, the megafauna of the Cenozoic. The legacy of the asteroid is written in our own DNA. We exist because they died. A cosmic trade-off. What if the asteroid had missed, or arrived minutes later? It would have hit the deep ocean, absorbing the impact. Dinosaurs might still rule today. Intelligent trudents, perhaps. But that is not our timeline. We live in the timeline of fire.
We're looking
the
at the KPG boundary. This thin layer of iridium clay is evidence of the asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Space dust, the tangible proof of the killer from the sky. It serves as a tombstone for the Cretaceous period. Scientists read this layer like a book, decoding the tragedy. Through their work, we can reconstruct the last day in vivid detail. We know the season. It was likely spring in the northern hemisphere. A time of new life, cut short by sudden death. The Tanis fossil site in North Dakota captures the exact moment. Fish buried alive with tektites still stuck in their gills. It is a snapshot of the apocalypse, frozen in stone. These discoveries bring the story to life, making it real. We stand on the shoulders of giants, quite literally. The dinosaurs were not failures. They ruled for 160 million years. Humans have been here for a mere fraction of that time. Their extinction warns we are now the caretakers of this planet. And we are the first species capable of preventing an asteroid impact. We watch the skies, ensuring the dinosaurs' fate is not ours. But let us return one last time to that fateful day, to honor the magnificence of what was lost. The vibrant colors, the strange sounds, the raw power of nature. A world that no human eye ever saw, but our minds can imagine. The last day was a tragedy, but the days before were a triumph. The red sky eventually cleared. The blue returned. Life is tenacious. It finds a way through the darkness. The story of the dinosaurs is ultimately the story of life. As we look at the stars, we remember them. The burning red sky has faded into history, but the scars remain hidden beneath the waves and the soil. A hidden monument to the fallen giants. We continue to search, to dig, to learn. Every fossil is a word and a sentence. Every site a chapter. The book of Earth is vast, and we have only read a few pages. The dinosaurs may be gone, but their descendants fly above us. Every time you see a bird, you're seeing a dinosaur. They survive the fire, the cold, and the hunger. The indomitable spirit of life cannot be extinguished easily. As we conclude our journey, let us appreciate our own time. We are here for a moment, in the blink of a cosmic eye. Let us cherish our blue planet, the only home we have. The last day of the dinosaurs
That's one
was
small
the
step for
first
man,
day of the
one giant
rest
leap
of
for
history.
mankind.
A chain of events leading directly to you, watching this now. Thank you for witnessing the end of an era with us. The burning red sky has set. The long night is over. Credits roll, written and directed by your name. Visual effects by VO3AI. Music composed by composer name. Scientific advisors. Names. Filmed on location in the Cretaceous period. Simulated. Note dinosaurs were harmed in the making of this film. Technically, dedicated to the explorers of the past and future. Copyright 2023. All rights reserved. Silence. Post-credit scene. A single bird chirps.